guys, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to share with you 21 different supplements that I took during my health crash recovery. This is going to be my own experience on them. Did they work for me? Did they not work for me? When did I take them? And little info here and there. So I'll go through all 21. I might have missed some because I've taken so many things through it, but this is a big chunk of it. I get a lot of questions on supplements, and I thought it's time for me to do a full video like this to help you guys to kind of see how it was for me, and maybe it'll help you on your own research. Again, this is not my recommendations. This is not saying that the supplements themselves do or don't work for other people. This is just very specifically my own experience regarding to taking these for the recovery of the adrenal fatigue, the anxiety disorder, the just overall chronic stress related health crash that I had that I've overcome. Started 3 years ago, took me 2 years to recover. Now I've been fully recovered for a year. So here I go. I even made like a list here because it's like so many to remember. So I'll be like referring down to my phone. And if I don't pronounce these names properly, I'm so bad at supplement names. So excuse me. And again, these are supplements, guys. And I've always said like the key is the lifestyle change, the stress management, the rest, the proper nutrition, and time to heal. Supplements are supplements. They're not going to like just miraculously, at least not for me anyways. They're not, some of them are really great and they're helpful, but without sticking to a very consistent lifestyle change and all that fundamental stuff of the recovery, my personal belief and experience, it just doesn't, like the supplements just aren't going to do it. Like you can't, ignore the other stuff, the important fundamentals of recovery, and then just thinking like taking a supplement or two is going to like magically take you out of this. If you want to know more detailed written down information about my recovery process, then please check out my ebook that's downloadable through my website. Okay, let's get back to I sidetracked. Okay, so number one, holy basil. It's gentle. I took it since phase 1. And I took it all the way through like phase 3, late phase 3. It worked well for me. Again, it helped with the symptoms, especially the anxiety symptoms, the stress, like just feeling really stressed out type of symptoms. I've done so many videos on symptoms, so you might want to check that out too. As well as the phases video, because then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say the different phases. Okay, next, ashwagandha. Took it since phase 1. It worked well for me, I would say, like phase 1, 2. Then sometime in the early phase 3, I started to notice like I was not needing it anymore. I was taking too much and was starting to like have a counter effect. And a lot of these herbs, and I'm not going to be able to go through each one specifically, but some of these herbs are adaptogenics, right? So adaptogenic herbs are something that kind of pushes you down a little bit so that your body adapts to the little bit of stress that it causes you, and then it bounces back better. So that's kind of how it works. Not the only function that I have, but it's a big part of especially ashwagandha. So when you're like not needing it, or when you're too sensitive, it can have a counter effect. Like it could actually make you more tired or make you more stressed out or anxious. However, so when I took this and then when it worked for me, it helped with, again, the stress symptoms, the like, kind of like that tightness everywhere, you're just like the overloaded feelings. It really helped with that, and all the other symptoms associated with that. Number 3, licorice. This really helped when I took it in phase 2 for a little bit, for like a little bit. Then this is one of the ones that started giving me negative effects. Like it started making me really anxious and nervous when I take it, instead of the opposite. Like I was taking it to calm me down, but it didn't after a while. It did very well at first, and I even promoted it, and I think it works for a lot of people, but it didn't after a while. So it's like after a while, again, I think my body was like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor or scientist, but I just felt like my body it reacted to it with more stress instead of like calming down. Like it at first was like really nice. Like it was like, wow, I like the anxiety went away for a little bit, but then it just, came back. Now, is it only because of the herb, or was it because I was having my extreme ups and downs in phase 2 and phase 3? Who knows exactly, but I had a good feeling that I needed to stop taking it at the time, because pretty much any time around the time I took it, in like the beginning of phase 3, I started to having like nervous symptoms. Okay, vitamin C, number 4. I took it in phase 2, or late phase 2. And it worked okay, except that my stomach I just couldn't take it. Even the better delivery compounds they use for vitamin C, that's like, it skips your stomach and it doesn't give you upset stomach, it still gave me upset stomach. So I couldn't take it for a long time. Did it help me that much? A little bit, maybe. I didn't really feel a huge significant effect from vitamin C alone. Next, number 5, vitamin B complex. Okay, this is one of the ones that work super well for like a week or so. I don't remember exactly, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And very quickly, bad. I could not take B anymore. I take it and I would just instantly have a panic attack. This is true. I don't know why, maybe just how I reacted to it. Again, this is my own experience. It works really well for mood improvement for a lot of people. Like it actually calms them down. Yeah, I think it did for me for the first week, like I said. And then very quickly, it turned into a massive like trigger and stimulant. And I couldn't handle it. I had to stop taking it. Vitamin D and K. I took this since phase 3 and I'm still taking it. I don't notice a huge like specific benefit, but I think overall I do feel better when I take it, and I've been taking it since phase 3. Now I'm a year past phase 5, so I still take it. Magnesium. I take it in a version called, the brand name called Calm, and I take it, so I started taking it pretty much from the beginning, phase 1, and it's a gentle one for me. Some people it's not, so be careful, but it was for me, and it helped to relax me, and anti-stress effects, it helped pretty good. So I still take it. I took it throughout my whole recovery journey. About, I would say 6 months or so ago, I just only take it if I really want to, like an extra boost of relaxation before bed. Next, trisomal glutathione. This is like a super antioxidant. It was recommended by one of the functional doctors I went to. He was pretty big on this. I took it and it was like really helpful for a month or so. And then it wasn't so helpful. Like it didn't give me negative side effects, but then I didn't feel like I was continually getting like drastically better. And it was super expensive. So I stopped taking it. Next, L-theanine. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's a amino acid, a single amino acid, and it's again for relaxation, and it's actually supposed to be good for when you're having panic attacks, or especially nocturnal panic attacks. So those of you who are struggling with that, you might want to try it. This I didn't take on a regular basis. I took it, like I said, only specifically when I was having those episodes. Did I find it helpful? A little bit, okay? But I was not well organized at the time, as you can imagine. I wasn't able to like just try one thing and see how it did. I mean, like I did the best I could to keep my progress and like kept track and kept a journal and everything. But this was something I wasn't able to just like single out and like just took that alone to see if that was helping. So I was taking it with like other stuff. So I wasn't sure if that alone did help. But then again, when I was taking it with other stuff, you know, it did help a little bit with the panic attacks and the like super stressed nervous symptoms. Okay, now next, a blend of amino acids. This was prescribed for me. I did a video on this, a horror story experience during my recovery. There were many, but this was like a big one. So this was prescribed to me by another functional doctor. I went to so many doctors during this thing. Medical doctors, functional doctors, chiropractors, like everything. And like he was big on this. He was big on like amino acids to help your like brain connectors, or I'm blinking on what it's called, but receptors, your like brain receptors, to help with anxiety, panic, and all that. I took it, massive negative effect. I bust out in like freaking multiple panic attacks through a night. It was like one of the worst nights of my life. Jesus. So that did not work well for me. I don't know the exact specific amino acids that was in that blend, but I know the big one was GABA, and I stayed the hell away from it. Like literally, I was like, no, this is not right for me. So that was my experience on that. Next is DHEA. So DHEA I started taking when I was in phase 2. It did not work well for me. It was like, didn't really send me into like symptoms, but I didn't feel that good when I took it. However, I kept reading research on it. I kept, researching for myself. And after phase 3, like late phase 3, when most of my symptoms went away, and starting phase 4, I didn't have the symptoms anymore, but I just wanted to like re-improve my health. I started taking it, and actually it like really made me feel better overall. So, and I still do take it. Next is ginseng. That's like an herb. That's another adaptogenic herb. That's a big no-no for me. I took it instantly, panic attacks. Okay, I took it in, I think, phase 2. I'm not sure. Late phase 2, early phase 3 that time. Not good, guys, for me. It was too, like, stimulating. I right away felt antsy, and, like, I felt like my skin was crawling, and I just, like, I was too sensitive for it. It just didn't work well for me. Supposedly works for a lot of people to, like, improve their stamina, vitality. Did not do that for me. Next, nettle leaf and root. So this people take for like overall well-being, but also if you have kind of like allergy type of symptoms. So there was a period where I was researching like, could I just be allergic and running down my system, because having allergic reactions is a stress. So I thought maybe I'll really address that, because I get a lot of like pollen allergies and stuff like that. So I took it, and it did. It really helps, especially with like histamine allergies, like itchy eyes or like pollen and stuff like that. It helped, but I didn't feel like it was helping with the health crash recovery from adrenal fatigue and all that. So I kind of just took it once in a while. It helped me. It did not give me any side effects, and I didn't really religiously take that one, just like once in a while. Next, maca. It's a root from Peru. It's like a cruciferous vegetable, but people take it like an herb, and you can add it to like smoothies. It kind of makes it taste a little weird, but it's for energy, and it's supposed to help with fatigue. Again, vitality, like anti-stress, type of thing. Very mild for me, and I still take it. Time to time, maybe like twice a week in smoothies. It's really great for my like just overall energy and my like productivity, I feel. So I still do take that. I started taking that, I think, phase 3. Okay, next, cordyceps. This is a mushroom. I take it in a powder. Again, you can add it to smoothies and stuff. I've taken it since phase 3, and I still do take it. I like it a lot. It's good for energy. I feel good on it. Fish oil. When did I start taking this? Yeah, phase 3. Fish oil, phase 3. It did help me to feel just overall better. Again, I was taking a lot of different things by then to just like for overall replenish myself, because I had just like gone over all the symptoms and I really want to like just really improve my health. So yeah, I felt pretty good on it. Adrenal blends. So I'm not going to go into like exactly which company or what blend. However, I've taken probably a handful, like 10, 12 different kinds of adrenal blends through this whole thing. Started in phase 1 and just trying it to see if it helped. Honestly, guys, when it comes to the blends, none of them helped, because there's just too many things in them that like I was reacting bad to them, and then I wasn't understanding like what ingredient that I was reacting to. So wasn't good. And I tried so many times because, you know, it's so tempting. Like I probably tried most of them through phase 2, because that is the most frustrating phase, where you have these like extreme ups and downs of symptoms and then false recovery. I've done videos on that, covering that whole frustrating period. And you just, you know, you try to reach out to just anything to help you. And yeah, I must have tried like more, like about 12 different blends, and none of them, honestly, none of them really helped me, if not messed me up a little bit temporarily. Just gave me symptoms, triggers, wasn't good for me. Next, willow bark. So this is an anti-inflammatory, kind of works like aspirin. In fact, aspirin is made from willow bark, or parts of willow bark. You take it in like a tincture form under your tongue. It's very astringent, as you can tell by the properties, and it actually works really well for me with like joint pains, muscle aches, and it's like a natural way to pain relief. I've taken it since phase 3, and just for like aches and pains and stuff like that, it works really well for me. You might want to give it a try after you do your own research, for if you're struggling with like joint pains, chronic like lower back pains and stuff like that, works for me. Turmeric, I love turmeric as like just as food, and I use fresh turmeric in cooking and smoothies and stuff. However, when I took the supplements, no difference. Like I didn't feel any improvement in my the chronic pains I was experiencing, the joint stuff. And I took that since phase 2, and I keep thinking that it will work because it's so hyped, you know. But I didn't really feel a big difference. And maybe it's just because I eat the spice turmeric all the time already, so it wasn't really like that huge an improvement. So I don't know. It didn't do much for me there. Last two, MUCUNA, which is a velvet bean. You take it, again, vitality, energy, combats fatigue. It's just kind of overall good for your health, good for your energy, good for your like immune system, recovery. I still do take it. I started taking that in phase 3, and it's mild. It just feels like a boost to add on top of like a protein smoothie or just a smoothie in general. So I do take that, and I still take it. Last, CBD. I started taking this when I think phase 2, when I was really struggling, and I was just willing to do anything and take anything to try to feel better at the time. I didn't have somebody else who was making a YouTube channel on personal experience with adrenal fatigue and anxiety disorder like I'm doing. And so I was just like researching and trying everything. I was hoping that it would help me with the panic attacks, the anxiety, the adrenaline rushes, and you know, all that nervous related symptoms. However, it did not do well for me. I had First of all, personally, I've never smoked. um, and I've never, I just don't do drugs or alcohol like my whole life, or cigarettes, or coffee, except matcha. And it just, I don't know, I reacted really horrible to it. Like, it's supposed to calm people down. I know, I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions on this. It probably worked really well for people, like with, pain and all kinds of stuff. Just personally though, it just didn't work for me. I reacted the same way. I went into a panic attack and I just threw the bottle away and was like, no, not for me. However, there's a lot of people that swears by it. I don't know. You got to do your own research. Again, this video is not about what I think you should take, because I'm certainly not a doctor, nurse, or a therapist of any kind. So please consult with your own medical professional about supplements and do your own research. Don't just take somebody's words over the internet. These are all my experiences so that you know how they work for me, and that could add to your research. But certainly don't take my words over your own instincts or your own doctor's advice or what you think is right for you. All right, that is it. That's the 21 supplements and information that I wanted to share to help so many of you who are asking me questions in this arena about supplements. However, final statement, I truly want to emphasize that the recovery I made is because I changed my lifestyle and consistently worked on myself, on myself mentally, physically, improved my food, my relationship with food and diet, my rest, my recovery, my staying away from doing too much, changing my perspective, looking at the good stuff, stop stressing out on the little stuff, really focused on letting go of the fears and the obsession over health anxiety, and giving myself the space and time and the self-love that we all need very much. And being consistent with all that and giving it time. That is like 95% of my recovery, not because of supplements. Supplements do help a lot, like the few that I mentioned that help really well can add to that. But if you neglect the true work that I think that I'm trying to send out the message about healthy lifestyle here, and you rely just on supplements, or you're just always trying to find the next better supplement or whatever, my own opinion only, again, I don't think that works well, guys. So take it with a grain of salt, everything I'm sharing today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, click the bell icon, share and like my videos if you do enjoy them. And I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day. Bye.